Hey everybody, we're live. What's up?
Oh my god. Oh my
It's Sunday
god.
night at 8:15 and we're doing shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Major shenanigans with AI.
Shenanigans.
AI well, I'm going to be running some shenaniganal videos
Shenanigans.
of which we were just talking about and trigger warning for everyone, trigger warning. I know this is a sensitive subject. But I'm here to have a little fun with it. I'm not an AI proponent. Hey Frank, good to see you. Jen Ceases, good to see you. Gary, thank you for stopping by. Um, but I just kind of want to start a conversation if we end up having one, or let's see where this leads us, because it could lead anywhere, right? But I have
And
some
here we
pretty
go
silly ones.
again.
Mm-hmm. And here we go again. Hey Lisa, what's up? So I found some real fun. I found some fun ones. I found a couple of serious ones about AI. I know that especially in our community with music, it's an extremely sensitive subject because who wants AI to take over music? Nobody. And I've heard a lot of AI music, and it's pretty horrible. Um, There's a guy, Anthony Vincent. I forgot to get this video. This is what I forgot to do. I was so kind of obsessed with the gray alien crap this afternoon. He did this thing um, where, he doesn't do mashups, but he's a vocalist. He's actually somebody I've subscribed to for a very long time. Um, and I actually do get his vocal training. He's a very good vocalist. So he hates AI too, and he did this video that was on AI. So he does these videos where he'll do a song in the style of. So he'll do like, okay, Metallica in the style of the Rolling Stones, or vice versa. The Rolling Stones in the style of Metallica, right? So it's not a mashup. It's more like a change up, I guess I would call it. I'm not sure what I would call it, but that's what I'm going to refer to it as right now. So what he was doing the video about was there's a couple of AI channels, but one in particular that does this, that takes one tune and puts it in the style of another tune, okay, and it sounds like, okay, you're using AI to do that, but how? If everything is copyrighted, oops, and it is, right, all this stuff, all of these songs are copyrighted, how is AI pulling all of this into to do these change ups? So he was trying to figure out how the hell that was fucking working. Which is, it's a pretty astute thing. He called it AI is the death of music. So I'm gonna try to take a look at that tonight. Jen! Yeah. So fun stuff. I don't know. Outside of music, I've got a few other things like some warnings, some pranks, things like that I'd like to show people that actually freaked me out. The AI pranks are what kind of made me mad. Maybe I'll start with that. There's some good ones.
Sometimes AI makes
Piss you
some
off?
really good. Sometimes AI makes some really good, fun, like funny things though. Like Hank Hill opening up Pokemon cards.
Well,
Like
yeah,
those.
and there are those things, right? And people use it for, in videos and on your phone, I got shown to me a little feature where you could turn your cat and have sunglasses on your cat or whatever, right?
Yeah,
And
but
it
we've been playing
seems,
with Instagram filters and stuff for a while now, so
well, and it
it's not
seems real.
that's not new. Like,
Yeah, but get me here. It's just getting you used to the big stuff. That's how they do it. They introduce it to you in small little bits so you can swallow it. So it's not like shoved right down your throat. You just take it in little tiny sections so then you can
Oh,
digest
well,
it, right? You actually take what's given to you. So, oh, well, you get this little bit on street. You like that, right? Don't you? You like that? Now take this, bam. That's just what they do. You know, back in the 80s, there was no NSA. That was a
I just,
conspiracy that there
I
was
just
an
got,
NSA.
I just gotta
Okay.
say the whole bit without context is kind of funny. You know, about taking it in little bits and.
I meant it to be. I meant it
Okay,
that way.
pun
Absolutely.
totally intended. Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Pun completely and utterly meant to be. Yes.
What up,
Absolutely.
Limey?
Yay. Limey.
Limey,
There he is. So, yeah.
Limey.
Great time.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
How are
hang on.
you?
I
Oh,
think.
I like your thumbnail. It's cool.
Yeah. Am I too loud or anything? Or
No, you sound good.
okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Hello. Because
Hello.
I realised when I
Hello.
first said hello, I was nearly eating the mic, and I was like, "Whoa, back up a bit."
Oh.
Do
Well, yeah, it
apologise.
took me. The very last song on Gmaze, I was actually dialed in. My sound finally. It was the last song. I'm like, yay! I
Oh
gotta
yeah,
go.
I saw you.
Bye.
I saw you comment that, but unfortunately, I was long asleep because the night before I hadn't gone to sleep at all, so I just crashed out and slept for like 14 hours. So
Well, that's good.
um, I was asleep before that. Unfortunately, was that? Do you mean like kind of like getting the mic tuned in and the levels and all that kind of thing? Is that what you mean?
Yup. I got
Yeah.
this new mic. It's
Ooh.
nice. It's very,
Ooh.
very nice. It's a blue. I'm
Hi,
petting
Frank.
it right now.
You what? Sorry, you're petting it.
I was petting it. It's so nice.
So is this because you're like, is this to do with wanting to do more of your karaoke and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a very kind of a cheapy mic. My problem is I have a very nice Shure mic, but I need a mix board, and I'm kind of waiting for that to come through. Hey, Darren.
Right.
Hey, Costa.
Yeah. Hi, Dimebag and Costa. Sorry, you'd say you're waiting for what to come through?
I have a mix board coming to me.
Oh, is that?
So-
Do you mean like? Is that just what it sounds like? A mixer on a
exactly.
board.
It's a
Right, okay.
small mix board, so it's got your levels, and then your inputs. That's like
Uh-huh.
mainly what I need. I need a microphone input and a headphone input that will work
Right.
in the same machine. So if you can understand this, my sister-in-law's sister's husband is a musician and has a lot of this equipment he's not using, and told me that I can come pick that up. I just have to get together with them, so that's been kind of fun because everybody works and has a life.
Yeah.
So trying to get that together has been kind of challenging. But
Yes. Coordinating people.
yeah, so in the meantime, I really do want to use that in my mic. Plus, I could stand up and sing, which is what I'd prefer to do, is stand
Yeah.
and sing. Sitting
Yeah,
and
exactly.
singing isn't that wonderful. Yeah, it's not that great. I'd rather
I think.
stand.
Yeah. I think for a lot of
Okay,
people,
good.
just you're like kind of scrunched up and.
Gotta get one of
Oh,
these.
see, that's
boom
the kind of thing
arms.
I'm thinking, because my mic is currently on a stand near my arm, and every now and again I'm not Italian or anything, but sometimes I wave my arms around and I'm like, whoa, like I need it kind of where I can just put it above my head or something.
Yeah. I mean,
I got-
talking, it's fine. If I can sit and talk, it's when I sing, I'd rather have the mic stand with the mic.
Yeah,
Not-
I'd rather
Maybe
stand for
that'll
singing.
come like later, but really, I've got a fresh mic stand. I just need to be able to
Well,
use
yeah,
it.
if you've got a mic stand, like I say, I think standing's better because you've like
Yeah,
you
your
haven't.
diaphragm isn't shortened.
Yeah, exactly. And for some of us haven't got the great pipes that some other people have, Justine. So we're kind of at a backward start before we've got anywhere. So
Well, I'm just, I didn't even know I could sing until I got here. So my husband pushed me out front and said, "Here, go sing. You sing in the car. Go sing." I'm like, "Well, it's car singing. It's different."
yeah,
This is
exactly.
in
Yeah,
front
yeah.
of people and things like that. What are you
Exactly.
doing?
I feel like I'm in more control of the volume. I can, I can let the volume of the music override my bad
Thank
voice.
you. Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
gonna
Until
sing
he told me I
quietly.
could actually sing, I had no idea I could actually sing. So
That's true, Costa. Greeks too. I mean, and you shouldn't just say Italians, like, because at the end of the day, anybody of any nationality can wear their hands about, as I prove myself sometimes. So
thank you, Frank. I was gonna say it's Mediterranean. Thank you. Yes, the hand jive originated in the Mediterranean. I love this.
yeah,
It's
because
so
isn't there
true.
actually, now I think about it some more as well, isn't with Italian like hand movements that they actually mean things. It's not just like waving your hands around for expression. Like they all mean. It's almost like a supplementary sign language to go with the
A
auditory
little bit
sign.
of a little bit of both. Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
There's
of.
the,
You know,
there's
they're
the,
expressive like this. I grew
yeah,
up in an Italian. I am not Italian myself, but I grew up in one. You know, my brother married a
yeah,
Sicilian. So,
right.
you know, there's all this, and there's a lot of gestures I'm not gonna do on here.
are you
Yeah.
are you opening a can there,
No,
Limey?
I do apologize because I really need to mute myself when I'm not talking because my mic is so like whacked up because I don't want to talk even loudly because of the time of night. I was lifting up my cup of coffee and the coaster was attached to the
Oh,
cup and then fell on
Uh,
the desk. I am
I
going to
thought
mute myself.
it
Because there were a
don't
couple of times
don't
last
it
mute
week.
sounded
yourself.
like you were.
Stop picking
Oh,
on people for their
I
sounds.
know
No,
what you're
I'm just
talking.
saying
No,
it sounded like it was opening a can, like because
I
it was
have
like
I have a
like
grinder.
the can
I have a
opener,
grinder that's wooden with little metal pegs in it, and that's what it
It
is.
it's
My
and
wooden
okay.
then
grinder.
Limey,
uh,
just before we went on, he's like, "Oh, what's that? A blower? It's my furnace. Okay, I'm in the basement. Leave me alone."
I was just saying like
Don't feel bad.
I can tell your
I
mic
know.
is working really hot because I can
Yeah,
hear
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
This is
just
like I
like
say.
teasing you.
I try and mute myself, but also I'm trying to keep my volume down because it's late here and everything. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was my grinder. I've got a wooden grinder with little metal pegs in it, so that's my grinder. Because I keep forgetting to mute myself. I do apologize.
Hey, Zach
Yeah,
Thong.
my avatar or profile picture is like a stainless glass kind of effect going in a spiral.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just really like the look of it. So, but you had started talking about AI before I came here and started talking about my mic again.
Fibonacci effect. Yeah,
Do
so I was
apologize.
going to show some of these silly prank videos, but they seem silly. But this is really disturbing to me. My stepsons showed these to me. And there was
Oh,
a particular one he was showing me on Instagram, which I don't have Instagram on this computer, so I can't show you those. But I found a couple. And it's really disturbing because they approach people that are older and aren't really that aware about AI, you know, and on these pranks and just watch it. It's just kind of crazy. Let's see, where is it? AI prank. All
I
right,
think as well
so
though, like some older people potentially aren't just as used as like kind of deconstructing media and stuff as some people, Gen X and other people that are younger. So I think there's that element to it as well.
yeah,
Live to Fly says they're triggered.
check this out.
So I just came across this guy on TikTok who goes up to random people and shows them fake AI generated videos, such as an AI video of their truck getting stolen, or even showing a couple a video of one of them kissing another woman. And because of their age, they fall for it basically every time. He even went up to an off-duty cop and showed him a video of an old man coming up to kiss him from behind. I'll admit I had a good laugh at some of these, even though this type of content is controversial, but you gotta wonder what's going through these older people's minds
that.
when they see stuff like this. So I just came
Is okay. So the guy films them, puts it through AI, and then says, "I caught somebody licking your neck." The
Yeah,
guy behind you, and then they start a
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
That's not cool.
no,
How
no.
is
Because
it
if you're
funny?
gonna play a prank like that,
Hey,
then
Rhodey.
at the point where they start to square up, you or even before that, you just go, "Yeah, I'm joking." Like, but that's the risk that you take as a prankster, isn't it? If you care about that sort of thing at all, then
Right.
yeah, I
True.
mean,
And
you
there are
might-
a lot of these guys I'm shocked that don't get beaten up or punched
oh yeah.
right on.
But the
and
thing is as well,
I know
there's-
that they do, but you
yeah,
don't
You might
see it.
wanna
but the thing is,
just-
like, some of them won't
uh,
care because they're making enough money that it's occupational hazard. So
Right. Now,
You
here's
you might want to
mm,
just to let you know, knock that volume down on what the videos you're playing a little bit,
oh,
because
okay.
I had to take my headphones off
How do I
because
do that?
it
On
blasted
these
me.
Shorts. Sorry, hun. How do I do it
That's
on the
alright.
shorts?
he's got sensitive
Oh, here,
ears.
right here.
Well,
He's a-
no,
Sorry
He's a
about that.
producer, musician,
literally
guy,
has
and
my-
he's
He's my
like,
producer.
you know,
They're my producer, so it's fine. And it's partially because I had all of my videos last night up
Well-
on 11. Okay, so
And shorts for some reason are really loud. They're
right,
they're
okay.
stupid loud for some
Okay.
reason.
Well, this one might. Let me know if this one's better because I'm gonna pray this one. This is one that did not work out real well. So this is good.
I'm from the Mr. Clean Association. I'm trying to see how did you get your bald head so shiny like this, bro?
You need to take down my
So
video. You don't have
stupid.
permission to.
No.
This is the end
No,
of
look, I got video of you too, bro.
They ain't buying it.
Yeah, okay, whatever you
Look at
say.
him.
And I got video of you dancing with flowers, man. What's that about?
You want to
So
get
you
your
need
ass
to leave this
drug out
You
here?
property.
drag me out here. I wish you would.
Spray, bro.
You gonna spray me for what? I'm from the Mr. Clean Association. I'm trying to see.
Was that better?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I'll turn it down. But so that'll show you that guy tried to do that on these two security officers. Well, that didn't work out for him real well.
no,
So
I mean,
it seems like there's an age group where that is like I'm 53. Okay. So I'm very aware of AI, and I think that most Gen Xers are, but maybe when you
Yeah.
get like into people much older, like I think those people were probably late 60s, some of them
yeah,
in that previous video.
yeah.
They're not as like aware of it. They know it's there, but they don't realize how people are using it like
Well,
that.
my dad is not. My dad is like 70 something, and he watches AI shorts on YouTube and sends them to me, but he
Yeah.
doesn't know they're AI. But they're like really cute, schmaltzy stuff, and I watch it. And like there was one, the most recent one. It took me a couple of goes because I thought, oh, it's probably AI, but let's have a look.
Mm.
Took me a couple of goes, and then I spotted, and I tell him, and I say, look, at the end of the day, it's going to be a few more months, and I won't be able to tell. There's going to be other cues that might give it away, the nature of the channel and what they're showing all the time. But by actually looking, I'm not going to be able to tell. So he's aware, and he's already doesn't like it,
Hey,
but
Mr.
he's been
Smith.
fooled by it all the time. So,
Yeah.
so
Hey, Mr.
sorry.
Smith.
Oh, I was
What?
saying hi to Mr. Smith. He just walked
Oh,
in.
sorry.
Oh,
Hi,
no,
Smith.
no, it's okay. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to do that real quick.
Yeah, yeah, no.
That's another thing.
Hi, Zach.
Kurt
to fly.
sent me. Well, he would send me like AK-47 fire videos on IG, right? And this was before like any of these like real videos were coming out. So this was more like a talking video.
Mhm.
Okay. But you had to listen very carefully to it because they were talking about somebody being on television in the 1870s.
Yeah, right.
And I
Yeah.
said, hun, this is AI. This is fake. Did you
Yeah.
really, and he would be up at, 4 a.m, not feeling well and having been up for 3 days, sending me this stuff.
I
so it
mean,
wasn't like he was watching real
mushrooms.
careful. You know?
Mushrooms probably also might have played into it a little bit.
Not,
Mhm.
I know it was more the lack of sleep, let me tell you, because the mushroom thing was a microdose situation. It wasn't even
Okay.
like that. He'd
Right.
like to give the impression that it wasn't, but it really was very mild.
I mean, I'm likely to look at an AI video though if I was on mushrooms and probably not be able to tell if anything was real.
Yeah.
well, in this
Yeah.
case, it
Even
was
looking
more of the
outside your
sleep-
phone.
The fact that he was up for 3 friggin' days straight, right?
Yeah, that's not going to help anything.
Which will also help you hallucinate.
Mm.
By the way.
Or like
Oh, yeah.
if you had some acid or something, like whoa, Everything's
Yeah,
got
it so
fingers.
sucks. Yeah, that's just harsh. But so you would send me these things that it would say like that, but it wasn't even AI video. It was just, one of these things put together by somebody and then a voiceover of AI. So it was
Right.
before any of these video things started coming out.
AI audio track, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's talking this shit, and it sounds real
Yeah.
like real in the end, but I'm like,
Oh,
no, this
yeah.
is all bullshit.
I heard
And I said,
one
there's
like
no
a couple of years
television
ago.
1870.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's one that I keep hearing that sounds like a comedian guy here, but it also sounds like a stereotypical like voiceover for a film advert or whatever. But you couldn't tell that it's not that voice actor doing it or whatever. So yeah.
or like
Yeah.
there's the usual collection of voices, like what's the one where it's like, this pig looks like it's in danger, but do you realize that it's
Yeah.
actually not?
Yeah.
Or something like that, and it's like, and it's just this like real sped up kind of like,
Well, Shelly and
kind
I
of-
laughed. Shelly Michelle Morrison and I laughed because one time she emailed me this video. It was like IG or something like that, Facebook. And it was a dog rescuing somebody from a car hitting their house or something. Something that seemed sweet and good and everything,
Mhm.
but it was totally AI. When you went and
Yep.
looked at it, it was like, oh, dude, this is AI.
Yeah,
And
that's the
there's, like,
sort of thing my
subtle
dad
little-
sends me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are these subtle little things, like if you watch it carefully enough, you can see it.
Yeah.
That's a
You-
computer. That's not a human. That's
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
real.
It's like, try to describe some of the AI videos that you see, and it almost sounds like a 5-year-old trying to explain a dream they had.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and, and then
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
there was a dog, and
Mhm.
and then there was a truck, and the truck had and then
Well, it's like that.
Yeah.
Those street scenes that Valerie was trying to like. If you just listened to Valerie talking and didn't see the picture, you'd just be thinking that's some disjointed, surreal dream someone's having.
Oh my god! Me and
Absolutely.
Mr. Smith were going back and forth. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, why is there a disembodied heart just flying across the
Yep.
room? Did someone explode? Is AI trying to tell us something? I want to.
why are they
explode
doing
humans. Boom.
slip and slide on the sidewalk?
Oh yeah, that's all you keep asking that. It's like, what's
Cronenbergs.
going on with this slip and slide? We must know.
The dude holding the leg. Here's just a guy holding a leg randomly. Like,
Mhm.
why? What the
Was
hell
it a
is
leg,
that?
or was it also a detached arm? Because it looked like he was holding
It was
in
just
one hand
floating
an
there.
arm.
And
and
then,
then
the
there was
Cronenberg
half of
people on
it.
the sidewalk that were just like, kill me. I'm like,
Then you had the Cronenberg clusterfuck.
God. And then he had gone out of the room and then came back. He's like, what in the fresh hell did I come back to?
I walk away for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden everyone looks like a Cenobite.
And then it turned Valerie, because the first one, Valerie looked kind of cute, sitting there in a little bat shirt, and very adorable. And then it turned, and then she's like a completely different person, and all of a sudden she's a nun. I'm like, how are you a nun?
All the faces are all smeared and shit.
How
Like,
did this interpret this into her being a nun? Excuse me. This is not that great yet. Help me. It was so bad. Oh my god. That
Yeah, I
was
mean that's the thing with my
hysterical,
dad.
though.
I'm just glad that he's being tricked by like schmaltzy, nice, sweet AI, and not convinced every other day that World War III is happening, for real this time.
That is
Because
very good.
he gets stressed knowing that he's being tricked by that. But if he was being tricked by
Yeah.
like nasty stuff, it would just not be good.
Well,
It would
and
be
that's
even
this-
worse rather.
What scares me too, in being in business and stuff, and being in basically an officer in it. So I'm a cop, right? Literally, I have to protect people's money. And it's a very big challenge nowadays anyway, because they're so good at scamming things. But then you have stuff like AI. You don't even, if voice recognition software, well, that's just out the window. That's not
Yeah, I
going to
hadn't
protect you
even
anymore.
considered that because, Yeah, that's because like when I was working at the bank, as you say, like I was low level, but I was dealing with invoices from £5 up to millions and millions for a national contract for IBM for a bank.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the discussions I had with people, you'd think they were AI and they were earning 3 times the amount as me. But half of it is on voice recognition, like you say. Like
Mm-hmm.
somebody could easily say, I'd speak to the contact from IBM, like she would only speak to me, so I know her voice really well.
Yeah.
But you could easily train an AI with her voice for 5 minutes probably now, and it would be tricky,
That's
especially
so
if you
scary.
had a human writing the script and then say read that out. It would be
Mm-hmm.
quite tricky.
It's just frightening, and
Yeah,
that they were concerned about that. Well, actors were
yeah.
very concerned about that. I know that there's these crazy AI videos where it's the first ones I'm thinking of are a star back, like they'll show Mick Jagger back in the 60s and then Mick
Mm,
Jagger now right next to them, or
mm-hmm.
they're hugging or some weirdness,
Yep.
and it's like, whoa, that's really uncanny valley sometimes to me. Or they'll
Yeah.
show people that have passed away and what they would look like now,
Mm.
and it's like it's
Like
meant to
not what they would
trigger.
look like in the ground, presumably, but just aged to the age they would be, I'm guessing, right? Please don't tell me that. Jeez.
No, not as zombies or anything.
Ugh.
There was that
That's
actually
funny though. I
brings me
love that.
that actually brings me to an interesting thing I saw where there's this company and I don't remember offhand what it is, but they're doing this chatbot thing where they want to basically like make you feel like you're talking to your dead grandma,
Oh, that's
Mm,
weird.
and like they're
No.
basically preying on people's like vulnerability and so it's like these people
Isaac.
that are already like dependent on it, you know
That's
eh,
not, for somebody that has gone through a lot of grief in her life
Mm,
lately. I don't think that's healthy.
mm-mm,
That's not.
mm.
But you know what else isn't
I don't know.
healthy?
Hmm.
I mean, maybe for some people,
Yeah, I
I'm
just
gonna
think
leave
it's
that
like
there,
with a
but
lot of things, it depends. It could be very easily unhealthy, but
mm-hmm.
if it was kind of like you wanted to say something to that person and you're all fully aware that you're not speaking to that person, but it would be like writing somebody who's just passed a letter, and if you weren't religious or whatever, you wouldn't necessarily even think that their spirit would be aware that you'd done it, but it would be cathartic for you. So that
Right.
potentially, but again, the potential for people to like I'm thinking people will be allowing themselves to be haunted by AI ghosts of people that they used to know, which is just a horrendous thought. So, yeah.
and
Well,
then what happens
exactly.
if you can't pay for it and then you lose that person again, like
That's
That's
yeah. Oh
true.
yeah, absolutely. Because you've potentially deferred the grief rather than working through it and then have to go through it again because you never dealt with it originally. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's like really dangerous stuff.
Hmm.
Another thing I've run into, I'm in a grief group on
what is
Facebook,
that called?
right? What's that? Oh, Zach.
Send hi to Zach.
Zach. Um, I'm in this grief group on Facebook, and there was this girl in there, widows or whatever, and we're all talking to each other, and she's like, "I'm thinking about getting an AI boyfriend. All these real men suck."
Mm.
And we were like,
Well, I
"Don't
mean,
do it. It's
Yeah, but then you
yeah.
gotta train
creepy."
them.
No,
But then you
I'm
got
Yeah, you
not.
got to
It's
train
not
them exactly.
real. It's not
Right. Yeah,
really. That's some weird
you,
computer telling. And okay. And I learned a lot about this during this whole conversation. So I only know about it from what I learned here. This thing it calls you in the morning and like asks you how
mm-hmm.
you are and
Mm-hmm.
like ew, you're not. It's a computer.
Yeah.
It grossed me out.
it's
I
See,
like
was
that.
not
It's
cool
like
with
that.
that.
Was it Her? I think the movie Her, where with Scarlett Johansson was like a computer
That was
AI.
one where she had this brain like a computer, or maybe she was a computer.
She
Yeah,
was like
no,
an
that's a
AI.
different
She
one.
was an
Okay.
operating system or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, that's a good one. That's a scary
And,
movie too. It's like the one with Johnny Depp who turns. It's called Artificial Intelligence, I think. Or no, that's a Steven Spielberg. There's a lot of them, but there was one with Johnny Depp where he becomes his consciousness gets pulled into a computer system.
That was
I didn't really-
was that Johnny Mnemonic? Or
No, what was it? Depp. Okay, I can't spell.
talking of people that have passed and AI representations of them, you guys heard about the court case where, as a witness statement, the family agreed that the AI
Oh
of
my
the
God.
person. Did you see that, E? Right?
where and the to like basically address the defendant or whatever, like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, and was kind of like,
I
"You
would be
killed me, but I
standing here
forgive you," and yeah,
that was
Yeah.
weird and
That was
just
weird. Yeah.
unnecessary, and
The
I'm
thing that surprised
sorry
me
because
yeah, sorry, go on, man.
I couldn't help but bust out and start laughing. I'm sorry, I know that's really, but like, you really, like, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
So
Because the thing is,
movie
again,
that-
like, if it's the family's choice and everything, that's fine. But I was surprised that A, the court allowed it, and B, the judge's reaction really surprised me as well, because he was just kind of talking like the AI was actually that guy. And I'm like, but you don't, that guy could have been the nicest guy in the world, and he still might have, if he could have spoke from past the grave, he still might have told the other guy to F off. So you just don't know.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
could have
you
been
don't
the
know
final
what- you
thing
don't
that
know
broke
what-
him and went, do you know what? I've had nice of being nice all my life. Now I'm dead. I'm going to tell you to F off.
Yeah, I mean, you could go your whole life being a pacifist, and everyone
Yeah,
knows
right?
that. But then, someone might actually fucking piss you off enough, you
Yeah.
might whoop some ass. So
Yeah.
you don't know how I think or feel about this shit.
Exactly. They do that AI version of him, and for all we know, he's an angry poltergeist who's throwing stuff around that guy's house. So
is it aliens or is it poltergeist?
He's fucking throwing his cupboards around and shit, like
Yeah,
opening
yeah.
his drawers and banging doors and things like that. Like,
So the Johnny Depp film was called Transcendence.
Oh, okay.
It was about the merging of a human consciousness with technology.
And when did that come
actually-
out?
Let's see. 2014.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that these themes have been talked about in sci-fi for a long time. So it was weird because, like, I was, you know how, like, they say this thing with AI recently of, like, this idea of, like, if you, the more they talk about the number of connections in the neural nets, right? And the idea is if you have enough connections, like approaching or exceeding the numbers in the human brain, which would be a feat in itself, then you would almost get consciousness just kind of spontaneously arise out of that. And I was reminded of a sci-fi story I read as a kid, and I was reading 50s, 60s sci-fi in the 80s. And I remember this story I read like a long time ago. And it was, I seem to remember there was something about a phone ringing. And then that was kind of the first signal that telecoms around the world had now become conscious because there were so many connections. But rather than AI, it was a story that was written just talking about a global telecom system with satellites, talking about the number of connections within that. So it's not a new idea that the AI people are coming up with, even in because whilst it's an old sci-fi story, it's not 100 years old yet. So
Right.
it's like
the idea's been
yeah.
there for a really long time.
and the fears
Right.
have been there because, and I looked it up, and it's actually called F for Frankenstein, and it's by Arthur C. Clarke, and it's
I've
not
read
very
that.
lo-
When you were
and it's not
talking
very
about it, I
long.
was like, I
Yeah.
swear I've read this because I was a huge
Yeah.
sci-fi fan from that time too, and I was reading 60s
Cool.
and 70s sci-fi,
Nice.
Asimov and Clarke
yeah.
and that. I, Robot was a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that was mentioned
Childhood
earlier,
End.
and the film is just.
See,
Ugh.
I'll be right back. I'm
Yeah,
having a
we'll see.
computer issue.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Sucky.
I'll
What happened?
BRB.
Okay.
Okay. We haven't even got the Pikachu.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it went
Screensaver
green
thing.
screen for a while, and then
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
I was
oh.
really excited when iRobot was coming out because I read that book again when I was younger, and I was just like, Asimov
Me
on
too.
the screen with like fancy
Yeah.
graphics and everything. Oh, that'd be so cool. And then it was like there were a couple of things in the film that kind of annoyed me, and
Mm-hmm.
but also overall they've taken the title of the book, and because I also thought, how are they going to do this? Because it's a collection of short stories, and they're not all
Right.
in the same like event, time and place or whatever. And
Right.
so, you
How are
know,
they
it
going to
was like it kind of
reconcile
bore no
that?
relation to any of the stories at all that I could see. But
Not at all. What they did is
yeah,
just took the one short story and expanded it.
yeah,
That's all they
yeah,
did. That's all they could do.
yeah.
And their writers weren't Asimov, you know?
Do what,
That's
sorry?
what their writers weren't Asimov.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it didn't. So trying to
yeah,
mesh all that together, creating a
yeah,
movie out of that was a bit dubious in my opinion. I read
yeah.
those stories honestly in an
Oh, pause.
English class in hey pause in 7th grade, I think it was.
Yeah, I was probably reading it not that long afterwards,
We read
like or
that,
even
and
at the same sort of age. Yeah,
we read Fahrenheit 451,
yeah.
which was one of my
Classic.
favorites.
Have you
And
seen
then
the film? Like, have you seen the film
yes,
as well?
with
I think the
Burgess
film's pretty good
Meredith.
as well.
That
Yeah,
film is good.
yeah.
That's one of the old films, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I used to love Burgess Meredith. He did he used to do a lot of Twilight Zones, right?
Oh,
And,
okay.
and he did this one Twilight Zone called Obsolete.
Uh-huh.
And he's a guy at retirement age, but instead of retiring him, they basically kill you.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're
Right.
trying to say that every job he did, he's useless now. He's obsolete.
Oh,
And
right.
that show, that particular Twilight Zone, is still so pertinent to today. I
Mm-hmm.
think in AI comes in this too, where people just don't feel like they can deal with the technology.
Mm.
Like, I'm done with this technology. Like, ugh, I can't even do my job anymore because the technology's like it's too much. You
Yeah.
know, it's like they want me to use AI at work
Yeah.
to review my credit agreements. And I'm like, no,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. I have Control F. I
Yeah.
know what I'm looking for. You know, I don't need AI to tell me, oh, this is this. No, I can go Control F. What's
And
maturity date?
the F
Check.
doesn't just stand for find. I think you'll find.
Exactly.
It
Control
also
my
stands for
F.
F. Yeah.
FAFO.
I mean, seriously, like, yeah, Control F. Hey, Paul. Yeah, like, and
Bolt!
so
Woohoo!
are they suggesting that you use it like you say to sort of double check your work after you're done? So
They
it's
want me to
complimentary.
use
They
it
don't.
all the time to go
Mm-hmm.
faster to check
Mm-hmm.
to review legal documents, which
Right.
that's stupid. Then why have a human being look at it? Just have a stupid computer look at your dumb points that you plugged in, and don't have a human being that knows exactly what they're doing trying to catch somebody doing something wrong. Hello, I'm a cop. Okay, I look
Yeah.
at things that aren't in the approval. Okay, I'm looking for,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you don't have real estate in your approval, right? I'm looking for real estate in this credit agreement
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I
so
want to see if
you're
you
checking a
missed
wider
it.
context that the AI is not going to do by the sounds of it, which is part
No,
of what you need for investigation work, especially if rather than making a genuine mistake, people are actively trying to buck the system. I don't think AI is smart enough. I mean, maybe in limited context and all this, I don't know, because that's one of the things at the moment is because of this community potentially, and because of the way that popular culture, the internet works, a lot of the focus with AI at the moment is on music and creative arts, right? But like you
mm,
say, people are being told and it's being used at work. Jobs have already been lost to it. And there's lots of other applications besides like creative stuff and even the kind of boring work potentially that people in office jobs do. Well, not just office jobs, manufacturing, all the rest of it. There's
right,
because I think there are
repetitive
some like
stuff.
genuine, really good, exciting things about AI, but I don't think as a whole, because of the way that our system of economics works, that being used for creativity is one of them. I don't feel that's particularly
I
good.
don't think it's a good
No.
I don't not I think that I got issues with that, because
Yeah.
it's like it's
I
cheating.
kind of like
feel like it's
paused
so
the comment there
cheating.
as well.
Like even with the art and stuff, and I've seen it. I've had friends make me stuff that looks really cool and everything, but I'm like, you could
Yeah.
have drawn that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
draw, right? And
Mhm.
I love taking out my pad, my pens, my calligraphy pen, my stuff, and just
Oh, do you do
figuring
calligraphy as
things
well?
out. Oh yeah, I've done
Cool.
calligraphy my whole life.
Oh,
I used
nice.
to sit there and just do lettering forms when I was 7. I think I was
Oh,
like
nice.
a Irish monk in a past life. Yeah,
Nice.
I do Celtic knot work and all that stuff. I love
Ah.
concentrating on stuff like intricate, weird patterns.
Do you take commissions?
I could.
Well, yeah, this is what I'm thinking.
I have a lot of fun. It's a meditation for me. It helps my brain slow down. It helps me focus on something that's not, a phone or a computer.
Yeah.
So
Well,
for
again, it's kind of a creative outlet, I would imagine.
it is
Yeah.
a creative outlet. It's a stress reducer too.
Yeah.
It also helps my, it reduces a lot. So if I feel stressed out, I will take out. I literally have it on a bookshelf in my living room. I will take it right down. I even have calligraphy. I do historical calligraphy, so I have a book that'll just show you the letter forms, and then you figure out how to make
Oh,
them.
cool. So, like,
So-
how different letters were formed in times gone by and different styles of calligraphy and stuff, right?
Yeah, like
Right.
like all the Celtic knot forms and all your Gothic. Gothic's fun. If you ever try that, it's really cool. You have to look
Cool.
at it and you're like, okay, how is that? All right, it goes up and
The
then over,
important,
and
the
then-
important question though, Justine, is can you do Comic Sans?
I can do. Yes, I've drawn my own fonts. Yes, I have. I do that all the time. I draw my own fonts and do stuff like that. I love Pinterest. Oh my god, I'm addicted to it. So
Yeah.
I'll go on there and just look at what other people have done. And
Yeah.
I love all like the Western type of lettering. That looks
Okay,
so
cool,
cool
yeah.
because that's the hardest for me to do. I can do all kinds of fancy, weird Baroque shit, but you look at that and it's so like tooled and clean and technical, and it looks so good, and it's like I want to be able to do that, but I need more of a drafting table down here to do that. Maybe one of these days I'll get one of those. I used to have a drafting table. It burned in the fire, but I had a drafting table, and I would do art on it, and I tried to get it out of there, and it was not happening. But that's life. It was also old, and they make better ones now. So
There you go.
I
It's
shall
an
get
opportunity
another.
to buy it, treat yourself to a better one.
yeah,
More up
one
to
of
date
these days
one.
I'll get a better one.
Yeah.
When I start to do more of that stuff, and I like working on different scales. So sometimes I'll work on really tiny scales, and sometimes I like to work on really big, massive things if I get in the mood. So yeah, I do all that for me though. I thought
trying
about
to
doing that for a
remember.
career, but
I'm trying to remember what creative stuff different people do, because once I've cleared all my debts entirely, I'll have a little bit of spending money, and it's like, oh, I can get so and so to do that for me. Oh, it'd be cool to do that. So yeah.
I used to be in this group called the Society for Creative Anachronism. It is a real group. You can look it up. They even have
Nice.
a handbook this thick. I used to have the handbook, and it was all like it all fell apart. But I used to go to here they are.
Hey, he returns. Hello.
There's things some I can never deal with, and it's freaking graphics drivers. They just every computer I've ever had fail every fucking all the time.
It's irritating.
It's that and freaking bicycle brakes. Every bike I've ever had, the brakes have always failed. Like, just
Oh my
get
God,
a couple
that's
squeezes
horrifying.
out of them, they're fucking done for.
That's horrifying.
That's really scary. I've gone head first over the handlebars on a
Well,
bike.
At least I know how to
In
bail. I
gravel.
can kick my leg over the back tire and ride on one pedal if I wanted to.
Okay, well,
I'm good at that. So
if you do acrobatics, that's kind of all right.
I have a friend that does that anyway. Anyway, James McGraw. Oh my gosh, look who we have, Mr.
Oh.
Smith.
Hi, folks. How you doing?
Hello. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm okay. You?
I just want to
Good.
point out Dead Pole Vault's comment because it links back to what he was saying, I think, in a chat before about, I think he's making a reference to plug and play, where like an engineer
hi.
would previously
Hi, Paul.
plug in your new hardware and now it's all like plug and play, and he's relating that to AI.
Oh, what, this
So,
AI? Was
yeah.
that really AI though? Plug and play?
I don't know. Presumably.
See, I don't know.
Mr. Smith looked very
very
silhouetted
ominous,
today. Mm.
very menacing.
I have some ominous things to say.
Oh.
All right, I'm ready.
Firstly, mobile phones. Most people do not realize that when you switch on a mobile phone, it's run by something called demons. The engineers decided that the service protocols that run your phone should be called demons.
Ew. That's kind of scary.
Secondly, AI. If people think that something is free, then they're a product. We know this. We've been told this and shown this time and time again. Now then, this particular product that we are all being at the minute by using this evil shit is actually the gateway to digital ID worldwide. It's weaponized. It is a military device. It was designed and put out by the military. It is an entrapment device. What is happening at the moment is that they are blurring the lines between reality and fake. And what this is going to do in the future is force every single person on the planet, if they want to use the internet, to prove that they are human. The only way you will be able to prove that you are human is with a digital ID. Now then, digital ID is actually the mark of the beast. You will be able to carry your digital ID as facial recognition. That's the key. So anybody who thinks that they've been clever or they've been given something wonderful to use with AI needs to think again and address what they've been told time and time again through history, through science fiction. Now, we also know that Hollywood and the establishment and the elite use science fiction and movies to give us the truth in plain sight. Why? Because they work on the Canaanite principle. Now, the Canaanite principle tells us that if they tell us what they are doing, they are immediately absolved of any wrongdoing. So engage in AI at your peril.
It's pretty nasty stuff. And there he is. Seriously though. Yeah, it's scary. It is. And a lot of what he just said, I think some of that is true. I do. I think a lot of that is true. It's scary. Limey's on mute. There he is.
Yeah, sorry, I was just coughing, and I wanted to. A lot of the time, I just use the mute on my mic, but I used it on StreamYard because then it shows on screen, and I just wanted to make it
gotcha.
clear that I was muting up in order that Smith could deliver his.
Yeah, and thank you
his
for
message.
that, Mr. Smith. I actually do think there's a lot to that. That is freaky that they call that demon. I didn't know that. I have an older phone, so and I kind of refused to get a new phone because of all that.
Well, I
My
think
phone's like
when
5 years old.
I've had situations where like I've gotten emails, things called mailer demon, which is
Oh yeah,
like, you know, it's like do not reply mailer demon
yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
that.
or
Mailer
something like
Demon. I've
that.
seen that.
Is
But
that
I guess on the new phones they're using some kind of operating. What he was saying to operate it is called Demon. That's weird. That's freaky. And he was
Well,
also saying that about having it in the popular culture. And I was saying that earlier. That's how they feed you little bits of it so that they can cram it right down your throat in the end.
and not just the whole demon thing, but you know, there's also like we know about Palantir,
Yeah.
and but there's also other like hacking tools, hack and
Hmm.
track stuff that's being used from Israel. You know, like ICE and all them
Well,
oh
are
yeah,
yeah.
starting to use.
And
So
wasn't
what
that
Smithy
cool?
was saying too kind of talks to what's going on in the country right now. Not that I want to get political, however, it's got to be said, and I don't even think this is political. I think everybody could agree this is disgusting. They shot a woman in Minnesota over this
Yeah,
because she was just looking out for her neighbor, and they made her out to be a terrorist. She's not a terrorist, she's a poet and a mom. A middle,
um,
she's a Gen X,
that's
middle
Renee
aged.
Nicole Good, right?
Yes. And
she was
they
just a
killed
lady.
her.
She was just a person. And nothing, not like she even her last words were like, "Not even mad at you, bro."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a
no, like
fellow American. I'm an
her.
American citizen, but they're going to use this stuff to, if anybody don't agree with Dumpy, sorry, people, if you like him, I'm sorry. But if you don't agree with him,
that's the thing because
he's
like I
that
think
kind of a guy. He's going to
the
get you.
AI conversation touches on so many different spheres, and political is kind of, I think it's kind of unavoidable to end up talking about politics in the end because that is part of it, and part of it is
Sorry,
what you
it's just
said.
life.
Part of
Yeah,
it's
it's
what
going
Welcome
to
you
to
end up being
said.
talked
reality.
about. Hey, Three
Yeah.
Cheese. And like I said, it's not that I want to make this a political show. That's all.
No,
But
But you
we're going to
can't
end up
ignore
talking
what's
about
happening.
politics because we're people. And
hmm
by the pure nature of being human, you're going to, you have to be involved in politics. You can't not be.
And
I think
politics
that's
well,
the
is
even
of
if
the
you
unfortunate
people.
decide
thing.
even if you decide to ignore it, it still affects how you live day to day. So
Yes. And
I
they affect
understand
you
people saying
how
they
you
don't want to
live.
talk about it and everything's political now and all that, but there is a phrase that everything is politics because it kind of is.
No,
But
it
in the
is.
same
I
way,
mean,
everything is kind of science and everything is kind of economics, especially in the in the system that we currently live in. So it's like ignore it if you want, but at the end of the day, it's still going to affect your life. And as things as the UK, the US, and other countries find out what it's like to live in the rest of the world, usually, now that we're going to start finding that out, politics is increasingly something that I think people should pay attention to because it's no longer the difference between how much tax you might or might not pay. It
right.
could be where in the world might I want to live if I can afford to live where I currently am, leave where I currently am. So, yeah. And what you
Yeah.
say, Justine, like there's a whole thing in the UK about voter fraud since Trump's been talking about it for 10 years. Well, actually since 2015 now.
So
So
stupid.
in the same way it's been talked about here, and in the same way it's as much of a problem here as it is in the US, meaning not at all. We had
Yeah.
three cases of voter fraud in the entire country. However,
You can't get
Starmer is
people to vote. How
Star-
how
abs-
how is voter fraud a problem?
yeah, we have no turnout, and then obviously people that voted, three cases of voter fraud, and I think two were accidental, one was intentional. But
Okay.
regardless of all of that, it's been used as a justification by Starmer to bring in digital ID to stop voter fraud. And it's like, we don't have any. What the hell are you talking about?
It's
And it's
massive excuses to use
the
this
back of,
against us.
Well,
Yeah.
this
they
is
but
also
they
off
do
the back
this.
of, we've got all these immigrants coming in and screwing the country over. So now we need digital ID as well. And it's like, it's not either of those things.
They
It's because Starmer's in with Peter Thiel and the tech bros in America. That's what it is.
see
God.
they go by
Peter
this
Thiel.
whole. They go by this whole one bad apple ruins the whole batch, kind of thing where like, but they do it to such an extreme where it's like, so you have one out of 100, shooters was a trans person,
Oh yeah.
and all of a sudden every trans person is suddenly a
Yeah.
terrorist. And it's like but we spin it back at them. It's like, how about, every time, almost every time you find out someone's a pedophile, it turns out to be someone on your side. So it's like
Yeah.
so
Well,
it's
and
like
there's all these. There's like a couple of your recent shooters, including the one that killed Charlie Kirk. Straight away, people are looking to see whether they're right or left, rather than anything else, so that they can try and pin it on the other side or whatever. But it's not clear what that guy's
Sure.
politics was, even if you want to say that that's the most important thing, because he put various things on the bullets, and most of them were references to computer games, and showed that he was a disaffected, terminally online person of no particular political persuasion. So, and also, like you say, the whole trans thing as well. Like one of the shooters was trans, then it was like their partner was trans, then it was like the milkman was trans when they were 5. It's just ridiculous. It's just so fucking stupid.
Hmm.
I think
Justin, if you're talking to us,
I think
you're on
Justin's
mute.
muted.
Yes, and I was muted. How was I muted? I don't know. That's AI. It's trying to shut me up because
I'm like watching you, like, it's like,
I'm like, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It's probably because the powers that be are muting me from saying anything bad or getting my channel
Justine's
shut down
been
by the
cancelled
president
by
of the United
AI.
States.
God damn it!
it's all a
Cancelled by AI.
conspiracy.
I'm gonna just get shut right down. No,
Little
don't
rain
even get me
clouds
started
just
on that Charlie Kirk stuff
over
because
me.
I don't believe that guy shot Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're
I have
never
heard
gonna
that
convince me.
people have said it wasn't him, and yeah,
My
I've heard
cousin
that too.
is a sniper in the Marines. He did 4 tours of Iraq. That poor guy has PTSD from that. Okay, he has.
Who
he
we
has
talking
kids.
about now? Sorry.
It was my cousin. My cousin.
Oh,
Chad.
okay, right.
He's a sniper. He taught sniping. He was so good at it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why it came back with PTSD. It's just it messes your mind. It F's your mind, right?
Yeah.
Nobody has a lucky shot like that.
The
I'm
thing is,
sorry.
I heard
He
that the
is
guy
how
that did
old?
it though, but he went shooting and he was a really good shot. And I've heard,
Yeah, I'm a
I've
really
heard
good
the
shot
opposite,
too, but
that
I
it
couldn't
wasn't,
make that
that
shot.
it's not that hard a shot if you're good at shooting. But I don't know. I
No,
know next to
I'm
nothing
really good
about
at shooting
guns, so-
too. I've shot.
There's a
I've
lot of
shot a
other
lot of
stuff.
guns.
They're talking about the speed at which it would take you to assemble and disassemble and reassemble the rifles, setting up the sight, which takes a lot of
Knowledge
skill
as a sniper.
and tool work and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
and just the overall, like, just everything about it.
And what does the
just
president have
sounds-
access to? Just saying. He was also close to the president. Thank you. He was trying to start a dialogue, which they don't like at all. Okay, people talking. That's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
Okay?
the
Right
thing
here.
is, like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, to some people, he's presented as all being about discussion and conversation, right? But and you could say maybe that's true. That's certainly what he wanted portrayed to some people. But the questions that he was being asked and his answers at the moment that he got shot were exemplary of the kind of thing that he was trying to communicate.
Oh yeah, I think the guy was
Yeah.
kind of a jerk. Actually, some of the things that he said was asshole-ish.
Well,
You
because
know,
it
he was
relates to something he
racist.
said earlier. When he was shot, he was being asked about shooters, and the first thing that he said was trans people, and it's
Right.
like that's just nonsense.
Well, right, and all of this is nonsense. But if we could talk about it, and maybe just some of those people just don't get it. I think most people don't get that they don't get it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so like if you're not a
yeah.
black person, you don't understand the experience of another black person. You don't get it, and it's
Since
okay
like that
to
episode
say,
of South
I don't
Park,
get it. So I'm an ally, and I
it's
will
like
sit
that.
down next to you and support you. That's what
It
you.
was like the episode of South Park where I think it was like Stan or Kyle went up to Token and said, "You know what, man?
Stan.
I get it." He's like, "But you don't get
Finally,
it."
he kept
He's
saying
like,
like,
I don't get
dude,
it,
I
but
get
now
it."
you do get it."
Yeah, and then at the
Yeah.
end he said, I get it. I don't get it because I'm not black. Thank you.
Hi, Edward. Hi, Dee.
Hey, Edward. Hey, Deep Burrito. So, you know, just like if you're not trans, you don't get it.
Right.
No,
Okay.
like you say though, I think like you can try and employ empathy, and discussion's always good. It's just that I don't actually believe that Charlie Kirk was interested in discussion. So
Okay, well, that's fine. You know, to
He-
be
he
honest
was-
with
he
you,
was
I
a
had no
rage baiter.
freaking idea who the guy even was.
yeah, I've seen
Until
him
he
for
was
years.
shot in the
so
neck.
His-
yeah,
I
I've
had
seen him
no
for
idea.
years.
He was a rage baiter. All of his
Yeah.
debates was him,
I didn't
you
pay
know,
attention to it.
owning the libs, you
Yeah.
know, and it was just clipped out of context, you know,
Yeah, he's just one of those
propaganda.
right-wing.
This is
talking
this
head
is one of the
dudes to
problems,
me.
right? Is because I have very definite feelings about Charlie Kirk and have for years, and I've watched a lot of his stuff like indirectly because other people that I watch have watched his stuff and commented on it, debated with him, whatever. And the thing is, like, my version of Charlie Kirk will be 180 degrees to somebody else's. Like my parents, the first they knew of him was, a guy who talked about debate and conversation was a Christian had just got shot in broad daylight. That was there. And I sent my dad one video of Charlie Kirk's, and that was all it took. And he went, he still shouldn't have been shot, but he was an asshole. And I went, yeah, that's kind of how I feel. So,
Right, yeah.
and my
it's
dad's
like-
Christian as well, just by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
and also American, and also
Well,
a Southern American. So
It's
you know,
hard to. It's really
I've
hard
lived
to
with
stand
two
up.
very Christian people, elders in their church, very, very, like, they would consider themselves born again Christian, my brother and sister-in-law. In their church, we have trans people, okay? They don't close the door to God on anybody. They don't care who you are. They don't care what you look like, how you dress. You can come in jeans and a dirty t-shirt. They don't care. They'll sit you right up front. That's how a church should act. That's how Christians should be. They shouldn't care. Okay?
Yeah.
You be whoever and come and worship there. Yes. Okay. But, you know, then you've got twisted ass people that say, "Oh, I'm Christian," and yet they hate people. You can't be Christian and hate people. I'm sorry. You can't. I will say that now. I'm a Christian. Or I consider I try to be as Christian as I can. Let's put it that way.
yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
fail every
feel
day, but
You know, on the topic of, and not to get on topic of politics again, but you know, one of the major things that Trump wants to push is this, you know, and that's whatever 7. If if you spout us anything that's not Christian, you know, you're a terrorist and all that.
Yeah, I heard
Which,
that.
you know, like I'm not really anti-Christian, but I
Sorry.
just think if Jesus was here today, I don't think he'd approve of any of this.
Yeah, right.
And saying that would put me on it puts me on a list so fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's, even though it's like it's really more agreeing with Jesus, it's somehow very anti-Christian to say something like that.
Yeah.
You're also muted again,
Yeah.
Justine.
That was Mr. Smith's comment. That is one of my favorite scenes from a child and still to this day from the Bible.
yes.
Is when Jesus overturned the tables of the tax collectors and the moneymakers in the temple.
well, and
Because
And
it
I'll
was
bet-
one of the
he's
few
talking about,
times that we
though-
were taught in church that he was angry, but it was okay because it was a righteous anger. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. As a kid, I saw it even more so today. So yeah.
And-
this one's, and I like that part too, but this one's even better. It's where he's sitting with the whores and the gay guys and the tax collectors and everybody who was considered dirty and nasty and nobody wanted them, right? And they were like the worst dregs of society, you know? It's like us hanging out with drug dealers and crackheads.
Yeah, no,
seriously.
absolutely.
So that's who he's hanging out with, and the Pharisees come along. I hate the
Yeah,
Pharisees.
yeah.
And they go,
Yeah,
I
I
think
did-
this is what's going
I-
on. It's very pharisaical.
I did
They're
think
like,
it
"Why are
might
you
have
hanging out
been.
with him?"
Yeah, I
What?
think it might have been a different scene. Sorry, you're right, Smith. It is a different scene. I did think that it might have
Yeah,
been,
and
but I was
he's
just
like,
saying it reminded me. Sorry, I should have said it reminded me of a different scene, but it's one of my favorite. And
that is a great one where he
Yeah.
overturns. That's a wonderful scene
And,
too.
and I bet
He was a
Jesus
rebel.
was.
That's
I
why
bet
I'm
Jesus
Christian.
was like, oh, what is this table, man? Mahogany? Because he's a carpenter. So what is this, mahogany? And he's like, oh, mahogany, huh? Flip.
That's awesome.
Oh, I like
love
that.
that.
Ian. I like that. That's good.
This sucks.
I love it. He's just running his
That's
hands
great.
across
Then-
it
then
further and
he's-
further apart, and
He's
then
on the cross. He's like, cedar? I would never.
Oh, man.
yeah. And the
But
thing
no,
is,
that's-
and the thing is,
That's
Smith, I
the
think
scene he's talking.
you can reconcile the two scenes, like the scene flipping the tables, and then this one that Justine's shown on screen now, the other one where it's saying everyone's
Sorry.
everyone's welcome at the table, even the tax collector. Because on the one hand, it's like, get out of the place of worship, my father's house, with this nonsense. But
Yeah.
if you want
Yeah.
to come and sit at my table to break bread together and talk, then even the tax collector is welcome. And I think that's it's a nice juxtaposition of scenes to consider there, I think.
It is. It's showing one. It's showing one side and then the other. You know, so it was great that you brought that up, and it's neat that it jogged your memory that way. But yeah, I've always loved that he looked at him and was like, well, these guys need me. You don't. You know, you're
Yeah.
supposed to be righteous. You're supposed
Yeah.
to already have
Yeah.
all this knowledge that you talk about. These
Yeah.
guys need me. You know, you don't. Bye. I just love that. Like, fuck off now. Like, no, you're wrong. I love that. So, yeah.
I mean, and that's another thing about like the rhetoric of politicians, not just in the States but around the world, and of their followers as well. It's so much, not even an attempt to employ empathy or imagination or anything else. And yet some of them purport to be Christians or other religions or humanists or whatever. And it's like, well, that isn't what Jesus would do or did in fact do, is it now? Because
all they do in politics, it's all just lip service.
Mm,
So if they say they're a Christian or blah, 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 it's just to get votes,
yeah.
in
Yeah.
my opinion. All of that is just lip service. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. Like, you're all going to hell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, some people really
I
just
don't
completely
like-
lose
Going
the
to
plot
hell.
of it. The whole thing
Um,
about rapture talk. Remember that when all that it was happening,
mm,
and
I
people
think
were like,
it still kind of
"I'm gonna give
happens,
away
yeah.
all of my things because I'm going to heaven and you're not."
I knew a guy like that. There
I-
was,
I-
there
you know
was a
what?
guy my brother was really good friends with. In fact, he moved in with my brother for a minute because he literally was it 2012 that they thought the world was going to end.
Hi, Jade.
yeah.
It was, hey Jade.
Hi, Jade.
This.
Yeah.
right here.
That's
Thank
yeah.
you. Right.
Right.
Such an easy
Right.
and joyful
No, I
life,
just
full of
realized-
never-ending love thrown her
No.
way. Thank
No,
you,
that-
Jade. Well, I
Nothing is
love
ever
you.
our fault.
I love it too. However, Jay's just put a couple of words together there that will trigger the hell out of some people. Convert and trans. It's like they're transing people. They want to trans everyone. Oh my god! Ah!
Oh no, I've been hit by the
know.
trans
There's all
ray.
that fucking madness too, right?
Oh no, I'm putting on bras and panties. Oh look at me! Oh no,
And
freak
this
out.
too. And to the people
Yeah, I
who
really
try to
like
say, well,
this.
that didn't happen and blah, 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 it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. Neither
Yeah.
did any of the myths. Okay, but yeah, people took them seriously and learned
Yeah.
things from them. So there you go.
Yeah, it's like I said in Gemma's chat earlier. Gemma, who writes the poetry from the
Yeah,
UK
I
and
love
that.
Jam.
And I was saying, like, I don't believe myself, but there were some things that I learned in Sunday school that I've carried to this day because they have value. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm not a big church person. Okay, even though the church that I do go to when I go to it is very cool. the pastor is right up my alley. He does everything Greek and Latin. It's awesome. And he actually knows Greek and Latin, and he doesn't take things out of context. He always tries to put it in a context, which is good. But I'm not a churchgoer, but I've read a lot of the Bible, and I've read it in Greek and I've read it in Latin. I would love the Arabic, but I can't read Arabic, so it's kind of useless. No, that's kind of the trend. I would
Yeah,
get
I
into the
wish I was
translations of it.
multilingual.
That's a
for
whole
sure.
nother stream.
Yeah, I wish I was multilingual. I know bits and pieces about language and linguistics and stuff, but not much. But the little I do know is like really interesting. So
I'm basically I did a little Greek. I actually taught a lot of it to myself. I took one class, learned a basic, and then just took out the books, and you just learn the grammar. If you know the grammar, you're good. And then you learn your alphabet. And then you kind of just muddle your way through the whole thing. And then ancient Greek goes like this. Do, 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 do. It doesn't go left to right.
Oh
right
yeah,
or
I
plain.
said something to somebody once
dirty.
about a language that was
Jade!
Hey Jade. Hello.
Trans converter.
Jade, can I just say something before we get into anything? Because I will kind of want to clarify something with you, and I've no idea if you're going to remember what I'm talking about or care even. But I used to pop in your chats quite a lot and go, "Oh, it's too technical for me. I'm going." And I didn't want it to seem like I was bored or anything like that. It was more like I just want to leave a comment and say this is over my head, and I'll see you on something else. And I really, really enjoyed your Come Walk With Me's, but they're so late for me. And there's so many. I've got so many videos in my watch later that I'm going to run out of space soon. I've still got. Oh yeah. Anyway, so that's what I want to say about that. Sorry.
Well, thanks. You don't have to say anything like that. There's a lot of stuff on that people have time to watch, and it's this stuff's on too late and all this kind of stuff. And I find the demos absolutely boring myself.
No, but
I
that was the thing. I didn't find them boring. It's just when I watch one person who does music production, it's simply because I followed him for years. And he still does other stuff occasionally, like Andrew Huang, right? It goes over my head a lot of his stuff, but he does other stuff like you too. So yeah,
That's it.
It's just I can't watch everything. I have to have like 5
Who can?
lifetimes. Yeah, exactly.
Who can?
exactly.
I've had to take a break from watching everything. That's the new show I started doing now is playing music outside of this community. And that's not saying I don't dislike the music in this community. I just think at some point you have to go and find other things.
You have to expand. Yeah.
Or you get tunnel vision.
Yeah, I'm loving that show. By the way,
Right.
I was just going to say, is that kind of why you've done the Unearthed? Is to kind of widen the community out and your own kind of like horizons as regards what YouTube music and stuff?
Multiple reasons.
Yeah.
So one, to make more money because it's really hard living on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Two is to broaden my own musical taste once again and get more influences coming back in, because you end up like listening to the same stuff because you just hear every day. And
yeah, because you've got a definite core of people, and I see how much time you each spend in each other's streams and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like a lot of you have. Yeah, I can imagine. Again, yeah, it's like
The
and
others
you all
to
love
get
music
better
so
into-
much.
the others to get more artists to come on the show outside of the community, get different interviews. And the other is to give other people an idea of some of the music that's actually out there, because the way music is structured these days, I hear it all the time. I hear people go, you know what? Music isn't as good as what it used to be. And it's like, no, it's just the delivery mechanism's completely different now. And you're not equipped to go and find it,
Yeah.
or too lazy.
You're
Right.
relying on the algorithm, and it's just going to serve you pretty much more of the same. Whether
And
it's
you
music
control
or whatever.
the algorithm,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You actually control it. It's your
I try and ignore
algorithm.
it most of the time because and go on other people's recommendations. I started with Valerie and then got to know. Well, actually, I think it was Metalhead Hippie. Found Valerie, kind of stayed there, and then got to know you guys through Valerie. And yeah, it's
I just wanted to jump on because of what you guys are talking about. I've interviewed so many artists on my channel, right? And nearly at least 93% of them come from a Christian background and are religious. And I've never had any form of problem with it. Like I always try and include questions in there about that because it's obviously influenced who they are. It's always been really sad. I'm not saying there's a lot of people, but there's a percentage, probably sadly about 20% of them that I've seen afterwards when they're not on my channel or something.
Yeah.
Typing bullshit like trans people are the fucking problem and all the shit in the world. And, you know, I have my concept of Christianity and stuff, and it's like AI, right? It's not the AI. It's not Christianity. It's fucking people.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
cunts.
It's
Yep.
stupid assholes. Thank you. It's
Yep.
fucking dumbasses, morons
Yeah.
who take
But no, and it's not
literally
even that.
one
like,
line out of the
there's-
Bible and say that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
There was a wise person once
Kill
told me
me.
there are no stupid questions, just stupid people.
Yeah, quite. Yeah,
Well,
no,
you know,
I
and
totally
that's
agree
the
with that.
algorithm too. That's the algorithm that people choose. A lot of people
Yeah.
get sucked into the fighting
James.
and the anger and the division, and you
Mhm.
don't have to have that. That's what I've been saying a lot towards the end of last year and this year. You know what you say to the algorithm? No, I don't want that in my algorithm. And you hit the X button and it goes away and it goes away and it goes away, and you train it to
Yeah.
not put that shit in
train
there.
it.
And as soon as, like, I still get it, I get these things in my algorithm said to me it's like it's been sent to me to get me to be angry and right
Oh yeah, they do
and
that.
fight
too,
with
yeah.
somebody. And I
Yeah.
got sucked into it yesterday. Tommy Lauren. I can't stand
Oh
the bitch.
god.
She's
Oh, yeah.
right. She is one of the
Oh.
people who sits there and goes, trans people have surgeries to make themselves, and it's like, bitch, I can't look, if we put you close to a fire, you'd melt.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yes.
And all I wrote
Exactly.
on her post,
Talk
Fucking
about
hell.
surgery.
Damn right.
all I wrote on her post was, for fuck's sake, somebody pick her. And my lord, did my inbox light up with tranny freak die, blah blah
Oh,
blah, and
my
every
God.
one of them were
Oh.
Christians, man. I'm just like, that
You
was
know,
a
Oh,
like
they're
joke.
Christian
such
love.
pinnacles of
It was a
Christianity.
joke.
They're
Like-
such pinnacles of Christianity going around hurting people.
Ain't no
and
love
talking
like
shit to
Christian
people.
love.
No,
Yeah,
no.
good going. You,
And
you're
didn't
great
Jesus
Christian.
feel it with each nail?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like
They
when
were the
you get
ones
to the
letting it
pearly
happen.
gates, will you have extra points because you went and shit on somebody that's trans? Oh yeah, fuck you.
Like the whole
God
thing I was
damn.
saying to Tommy Lauren is, you know, you're a pick-me girl, and she fucking is. Like, that's it.
I just want to know who
Hey,
lit the
Lauren.
fuse on her tampon.
Hey, Lori. Seriously,
Lori.
and you know why? You know what? I think she knows she's a friggin' pygmy, so she's picking on people.
That's the point. It gets people upset, doesn't it? And like, this is AI, right? AI is part of this because
yes.
it's looking for, in certain algorithms, it's looking for people who get upset. So it's gonna send them the things that upset them.
yes.
And it just continues the circle, right? That's what
Yes, and
its
another
job
thing
is.
But
on that is
I-
that I've heard that AI, and get me, this makes complete sense. It has no emotion. It is not human. It is a
No.
narcissist. It is the
Yeah.
worst narcissist. It does not care about you. It doesn't care if you have feelings. It doesn't give a shit. Like you said, Jade, it's gonna negative it up and send you all the shit it can to piss you off.
But
Yeah.
you know, this is why I have to, you know, every so often I have to pepper in things into my algorithm that I like you know, magic cards and music and hookers and
True.
and
But,
it'll
you know-
show me the things I like. Which,
My
You know.
algorithm's really changed over the last month. It's, you know, I do a lot of experiments on my channel, which some people wouldn't even know are going on underneath their nose. But some of those will be revealed later this year. And with the algorithm, I really started looking for music and just was like, no, I don't like that. So I hit the X, that'll disappear. And then I'll click on this musical act. And because Facebook owns Instagram with their algorithm, I opened up the Instagram. I hadn't opened it up for a week. And every second thing was a new artist sponsored ad.
Yup.
And
yup,
I'm just
because
clicking
it's
on
all
them going,
connected.
this song's great, this song's great, this song's great. And all of a sudden I have all this music all of a sudden. But the problem is They know that the algorithm sees what's going on and goes, oh, hang on a minute. You seem a little bit happy here. We need to pepper in a little bit more trans hate just to get you a little bit upset. And it's like these days, I don't get upset anymore. It's like, I don't care. I literally could give a shit if you want me to live or die. Because you don't matter.
They're giving you a lollipop.
I don't care about you.
They're giving you a lollipop and then they're trying to take it away.
Exactly. And I can't react to this shit anymore. I've reacted so much. I've been an activist. I've dealt with all this shit. There's nothing left in my tank to react to any of this hate because I don't give a fuck. Hate me all you fucking want. It doesn't change the fact that I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right.
See ya.
It's not
I ain't going anywhere.
Right. Fuck you.
Have
here
fun.
I am. Yeah, deal with it.
It must be really shit getting up every day and looking in the mirror and going, I really don't like who I am, but I'm going to let everybody know that I don't like them either. Well, have fun.
I know. Isn't that terrible?
It's not my problem.
Like your whole life
it's kind of like a Gollum-like thing. Like, you know, like,
it is, isn't it?
Stupid fat hobbits.
I don't like you.
My precious.
Seriously. But I know people like this. I know people like this from that past community that still do stuff like this. Like they'll do whole hate stream lives. I know about 2 of them that went like 14 hours just literally shitting on people.
Wow.
You know, and they don't even know them.
I really would love to just one day just to see what it's like, and nothing more, and just to wake up one day and turn around this bed of mine and just plant my feet and look at the ground and just go, fucking trans people. You know what I mean? Just to know what it's like on the other side of things, you know. But it's just like, but it doesn't mean anything to me because it's like I don't feel that about anyone, and it's so hollow. It's such a, you know, it's like
it's
just, you know, I wake up and I just think, fuck,
we're all trying
I'm
to
alive
travel.
again.
I found this crazy something about we're traveling this life and we're spirits in meat bags on a rock hurtling through space. Like, chill the fuck out.
It's not that deep,
all in the same fucking boat here, you know?
we're all made of water. I mean,
we love to overcomplicate it, don't we? And make it like, no, each of us are really special. We deserve a reward. It's like, are you kidding me? We're so it so mean nothing, right? Oh no, I've run out of butter. It's the end of the world.
I'm gonna make someone's life miserable now at the store because I don't have things.
It's
you know, I only just I had a nap and I only just woke up and caught you talking about trans people and religious stuff. But see, AI is really near to my heart, all this stuff, because I started covering it on my channel. It feels like 4 years ago, and covering generative stuff before it really hit mainstream.
Yeah,
and I was bedazzled by it in the beginning. And I've gone through all these different emotions with it over time and used it here and then used it in other things and tried to find a place for it in my life and then hated it. And I've gone through all these emotions and ultimately I've got to this point now where it's like, it doesn't matter what I think about it because right now, the richest man in the world is using it in his chatbot to allow people to take clothes off of 6-year-old girls.
I'm gonna friggin'
and
barf.
I remember when it first came out that it was gonna like cure cancer. And in fact, it seems like it's enabling human brain cancer.
Right.
I think
it's become a cancer.
I think it's doing both.
The cancer.
It's doing both, but the thing is that it's also doing more too. And like your comments about the algorithm is something I think a lot of people miss. It does show you more of the same. So like pop music, for example, I heard that like there was a certain percentage of pop music that used the same notes or chords, and now the percentage is like way high. There's hardly any in the top 40 that aren't. And in the UK, I don't know about the States, but increasingly it's middle class kids that get into music because they've got the head start. But the algorithm shows you more of the same. And also every now and again it will show you something the opposite, so that either you will spend more time on the app listening to some other kind of music you like, or like for somebody like me who listens to a lot of politics and music, it will show me a load of stuff that I like, and then every now and again it will show me Tommy Lauren or whoever, and it will be, and it's to get me to rage click on it, because if they can get you hate watching rather than like watching, the chances that you'll interact and show more active users, that helps them sell to advertisers saying, look, we've got more people. What it's because I think people are more likely to react out of negativity than positivity, and the algorithm knows that. So on the one hand, it serves you more of the average stuff you like, and then peppers that with stuff that you're going to hate.
And that feeds into the whole
That's very true.
narcissistic thing. Let's bait you into this negative thinking, you know, where I think especially in this community, at least I can speak for myself. I entered here for healing, not to argue or be hurt or hurt people. I came here to lift people up, and I wanted to be lifted up, and I was. But that's really gross. You know,
Justine,
disgusting piece of shit.
we've talked about this, Justine. Like, we've kind of spent time in our past hanging out in groups that can be toxic, right? Some of the hunter groups and stuff. I used to hang out in insult rooms on Pal Talk back in the 2000s, and we'd just get on mics and just insult each other.
Right.
And so many people took their own lives in those rooms. Like,
so
right?
kind of like roast rooms or something.
For me, right, at the time, I got it. None of this, it's water for ducks back. Like, it's entertainment. It's for a laugh. But when people would come in and think, oh, insult room, I'm going to come in there and be the big shot and rip everybody out because I'm the big shot. And then you destroy them just by seeing on their web camera they had really tacky curtains and go, hey, your curtains look like somebody came all over them. And that ruined them to the point that they would find where you worked and would try and get you fired from the the amount of damage.
It sounds so familiar.
That's a trap.
It's so
that's entrapment.
And I think about it now, and I look at people trying to rage bait me on Facebook and stuff, and just think, you don't want any piece of me, motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't want this,
right? Because I've been in places on the internet, the darkest places, and I will tear your soul apart with one comment that is the most inane, ridiculous thing, not even offensive. But you will take it to heart, and you will be up there showing me receipts of where you bought those curtains. And then I'll get your address because you're an idiot.
Quitting, right? It will be for years to come.
You're talking about a master
That's
manipulator.
That's the first time I've ever heard anybody twist bring in receipts quite like that. That's genius.
Listen, I've seen it happen. That's a real story, you know. A guy he came into an insult chat group, saw that I was trans, and everybody was having a go at me, and I was just owning everybody on a microphone because you don't want to come at me. And I said, why don't you get on camera, big boy? And he got on camera, and all I said was, look at those curtains, man. Holy fuck, you must, and just kept going to the point he got up, went and grabbed a shoebox, came back with a receipt going, these curtains are worth $2,000. And he put the receipt up and it had his address and phone number on it. So we all started calling him.
Oh my
and going, God. And you're a pedophile too. La, 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 la.
Idiot.
Right.
People are so stupid.
People are so easy to do this to. And this is
fun.
I got a fun story too. There was a guy. Okay, so we would do these
receipts for the cum curtains.
The cum curtains are the best.
That's going to be a future Sunshine Archer song. I can see it.
Yes,
receipts
Sunshine.
for the cum curtains.
So there was this idiot that somebody in one of the so there's the pred catching, right, and then there's the drama offshoots.
Oh, the drama's huge.
One of the drama offshoots had let this thing named Petter into the community. And this thing was a pain in the ass. It was some dude. and I was on, I don't even remember. Kurt was up on a panel. It was in the morning. I'm sitting next to him. I guess I had the day off or something. And I'm sitting, you know, in the next chair. And so I'm like by default kind of on this panel. They can hear me. And he gets on there and starts spouting bullshit. I don't even remember what it was. So I get on there. I'm like, you're full of shit. Shut the fuck up. You know, I think I said something like that. He's like, and then he says, this is what he said. I said something like that. And he said, who's she? She sounds fat.
Can he sound fat?
I sound fat. I just started laughing at this person. And I said, pray tell, you, okay, I can say this. You definitely sound like a moron. Okay. You can sound like a moron. That's definitely you. But how, pray tell, do I sound fat? Exactly. Am I heaving?
Do I remind you of your mother?
Exactly. Do I sound like someone you knew that was 500 pounds, like your wife? What's wrong with you?
I used to
And
love
that was
the
the last
insult
day he
rooms.
was ever in there.
We
Ever.
had these insult rooms where they were fully called, right, no holds barred insult rooms. And I'd be like, okay, I got no problem testing that. Let's go in. And the first thing I would do was go in and say that they're a child, whatever, right? That's because that's the ultimate thing to call someone.
Right.
So
Exactly.
Straight away, it's
So-
like,
so
get them out of here,
pedophiles are
ban them,
weird.
ban them. It's like, but your room's called no holds barred.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
far, right,
seriously.
exactly.
And you're in here calling each other fat. What is it? What are you, a bunch of
They
8-year-olds?
should try. They should try getting into the stand-up comedy world. That's
I know,
fucking
shit.
brutal.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
let's
I
see.
did
I can't
stand-up
imagine.
before.
I've only
And
seen
yeah, oh my
movies.
god, it was great. It was like there was like a roast, like, because people will make fun of you and your jokes and stuff even, and so it's like you gotta get used to being made fun of. I
You have
mean,
to.
You
it's,
got to be able to take
know,
it and then give
Stand
it
up
back.
just
Too,
sounds
really.
horrifying.
but it's great though because
can
like
imagine.
we'd have roast battles all night long, and
Hey, South Buddha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
no,
look, I
that's
was a
just-
big outspoken person, member of the trans community, right? Because I was a musician and I was touring in Sydney, and I spoke at like events and Mardi Gras and Pride and stuff, and they all turned on me in the end, right? Because partly because of this take I had, because my idea is, who's the comedian? Is it Chris Rock? Is he the guy who did all the trans hate comedy?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
See, when he did all that stuff, I was laughing at it. I thought it was really funny, right? Because my take is you either want to be accepted into the community and be a part of the joke, or you don't, right?
Right,
And because
right.
because everyone cops it. It's like, and when I saw people in the trans community crying about Grand Theft Auto 5 having trans hookers, I was like, but there are heaps of trans hookers, so what's the problem?
I mean, they
Like,
Right.
and it's like
didn't
South Park,
mention.
like
they
South
didn't
Park as
mention-
well, when they would take the piss, and it's like, don't you understand? You're actually a part of community once you're being taken the piss by these big comedy things that take the piss out of fucking everybody, right?
Yeah.
That's acceptance. So laugh along,
It's
fuzzball.
satire.
And
Satire
it's
is
like-
important. Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
my take, right?
Yes, you're right.
You can tell the
And-
difference when it's hateful. Like Dave Chappelle obviously just got a little bit fixated because I think maybe he's a little bit into trans women, and that's okay because most
Yeah.
of them who really get hooked on it and get
There's-
really angry
There's a
normally
lot
sucking tranny
of-
dicks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
they're
of
into it and
guys
they're
out there who
shit. Yeah.
count themselves as conservative, and
Yeah.
I had a best friend, Willow. She was she's trans, and like she was friends with this guy who was a Donald Trump supporter, and his name was also Don. So it's like, go figure. Donald's flock together, but but anyway, so this guy, he's conservative and all that, but he's hanging out with with trans girls, And but then he's also, oh, we can't discuss this relationship with anyone, kind of keep it under wraps. It's like, geez, I wonder why this word's gonna get around your KKK meeting that you're hanging out with trans girls or something, like but there's so many of them around that, in fact, it's such a phenomenon that whenever a lot of these people gather, Grinder goes down.
I know, I've heard about that. They always not.
Well, that was just a thing, in my
Grindr
opinion.
seems to be having a DDoS. Oh no, it's just the Republicans are in town.
It was so hard for us in the Predcatcher community to get any laws around, try to move that part of it. I had a couple friends, let me mention Predator Catchers Indianapolis. They are like tantamount in trying to move laws and tried to go to lawmakers and get people to, make laws stronger so that it's easier to get these internet predators, particularly. Because the decoys, okay, no, they're not kids. And in a lot of states, Ohio, Chum, Ohio, they want a kid hurt. And almost said the word. They want a kid hurt before they'll put a guy in jail. And that's some shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem with those groups, Justine, the problem with those groups is, it's not even the people who watch. It's that it's mixed with entertainment.
Mm.
And each one of them that I watch, I subscribe to a lot of them. Dads Against Predators, all the ones that have been moved over to Rumble, and I've watched the whole thing move. Is that they've all got their own brand of entertainment. Dads Against Predators just used to bash them, right?
They
Turn
still
off the camera
do.
and bash them, right?
Yeah, that's my friend
and
Josh.
then you got what's his name? What's his name? The big fat dude with the red beard, who's just such shock and awe comedy.
Oh, Alex. Yeah,
Alex has always got to be like cutting edge, But they've all got their own thing. But the problem is that they just don't work with law enforcement. And there's the only one who gets it done is still Chris Hansen now with his one, right? On Blue or whatever it's called, because they work with the police and the police are involved and they're there and they're waiting and it's all done on legit, right?
Right.
But these guys, they're too busy. They got one foot in that door of entertainment. They got one foot in that door of making money.
Yeah.
And then they got that one foot in the door of trying to do the right thing, and it doesn't work.
It fails a lot. The group that I was talking about, Predator Catchers Indianapolis, they don't even put anything on YouTube anymore. What they do is they largely decoy themselves, or they use the professional decoys and they work directly with law enforcement. Yeah. And they first put stuff on YouTube, but that's because that was when they didn't have any law enforcement working with them and they were first trying to get that done. Now they've done all that work, have those connections, so they don't need to be on YouTube. Rarely will they post a video, once in a while, just to keep, people donating to them, because they are actually a 501c3, unlike some people who say they are and are not and are just taking the money, which does happen a ton in that community.
It really does, yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
And going back to it, talking about trans people and their secret lives of people who love trans. I worked in the sex industry for a long time, and boy, oh boy, there's some people I could throw under the bus. And high profile people in this country, football players, politicians, high court judges. Especially when I worked in BDSM, there are some people in Australia who are such big fish. I've taken a shit in their mouth, and
that's some blackmail material.
There's an episode in that, but again, you're not going to, are you? Because that's the role that you take, and you got to have morals, whatever you do, right? Even though you're taking a crap in somebody's mouth, you got to have some morals. Right?
The leverage that you have,
or you'll go insane.
Yeah, there's a responsible way to indulge in BDSM, and there's been there is for everything else.
Yeah.
Well, and it's especially when you're around people like that. But that was going to be my point with the pred catching, is that I believe it was so hard to get these people to move on any laws, because I think a bunch of them are predos.
Oh, they absolutely are.
Yes.
No doubt.
Thank you,
or they're
Justin.
supporters.
But Think about the leverage that you have, Jade, with that. You know, you get in trouble or whatever with the law, and judges, well, I sentence you to, and you're like, I shat in your mouth once.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, I
You're
just
like,
2 weeks of community
side-eye.
service.
The thing is, it
that's why I
sounds
don't leave the
Oh,
house
wait.
anymore.
Or you say to that judge, does garlic sauce mean anything to you?
It
Oh,
sounds like
mate.
this is a pattern that repeats across different countries around the world, that the more conservative a politician, potentially the more that they have a free lifestyle, to put it one way.
Oh yeah, and it's not new, is it? Right?
No,
Like the Catholic
no,
Church
quite
has a really bad record
Mm.
of stuff of shifting people. Hey, you did a really bad thing. We'll just shift you over here.
Yeah.
And even though I remember one year, what was it? It's just before the pandemic. I think it's like 2018. There was huge court cases going on in the US, the UK, huge landmark decisions against the Catholic Church, and all that kind of just disappeared because of the pandemic. And it was like,
Yeah, gee, I wonder. Yeah.
are we all remembering what just happened? You know, and even like, there's so
It's-
much that
it's-
we miss because we're thrown so much information each day to keep us hating each other.
Well,
That even the lobbying in the US for Congress, the Catholic Church has lobbied so much money to Congress to keep the legal age limit in some states at a certain age limit. And it's
Yeah, no,
really
it's
interesting
wild.
why they do that. I
Isn't
don't
it
know
though?
why.
It's wild
I-
because,
so
like, yeah, a couple of
interesting.
states it's really
I-
low, and then it's like lower again if you get parents' consent, which
Yeah,
like,
weird.
I'm
Well,
thinking
right.
that's
And the
not
other
gonna
day,
be-
I
I
think that-
was sucked into something in my old
Jeez.
community because some creep had said about commenting on a 16-year-old boob. Okay, their boobs, and it's like you're in your late 30s. That law, and then he said it was okay
yeah.
because it's legal. All right,
No,
it doesn't just
yeah.
because it's legal doesn't make it ethical or correct.
yeah, no,
Okay,
exactly,
you-
right? Yeah,
Piece of shit.
You
yeah.
know what's
I
really
get.
interesting?
Yeah.
You know, it's really interesting on the topic of AI. You know, isn't it funny all these guys who will like say, "I would only have sex with a real woman." Well, looking at an AI chick and go, "Oh, I'd have sex with her."
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a
well,
little
that goes into,
ironic,
like,
you know, just a little bit of irony for
there's all these things
Yes.
like on Instagram where I was talking about the AI boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff, but there's these things on Instagram you'll scroll through, and you know, you get the beefcakes, they're awesome, and then you get the AI beefcake, and you're like, this
Yeah.
guy's like a Barbie doll,
He's
but
got,
he's
like,
a guy. There's not a
dudes
guy
with-
that's built like that.
got
Nobody
a
looks
dude
like
with
that.
like a
I don't
very
want that.
odd,
Doesn't
got a
look
guy
right.
with a very odd set of abs. It's like he's got like
Yeah,
he's got like
50
the very
abs.
odd, he's got like
Like
he's
4
got
legs
abs.
and one hanging out the.
He's got abs that are set up like one of Mr. Smith's time signatures, like 6'8", like
It's funny how every new
6'7".
technology ends up being used for sex first, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting?
how can
It's-
we use
yeah,
the
like-
mic?
And there's
I think
more
we're
dick
obsessed
pills
with it.
than anything else.
That's one of
Yeah,
the.
It
Yeah,
comes,
one of
that's
the.
on us, isn't it? That really comes back on us.
The first
really
thing that comes, the
does.
first thing someone
It's
does when
human.
they get a VR headset is visit a porn site. You know, it's
Yep.
like,
Have you seen that thing they're showcasing at the CES, the Consumer Electronics thing at the moment? It's like everywhere. So they got all these new gadgets, all these great things that are doing cool things and heart monitors and all this. But the one that everybody's getting off literally on, it's called the Handy. And
Oh, you can only-
it's a handle with a rubber thing on it that goes up and down. Obviously, you know where you put it, right? But what's the good thing about it? It comes with a remote control on your phone that you can have your friend in another country controlling the speed of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that's like everyone's reporting on it. It's like, but what about this great piece of equipment that's like saving people with epilepsy?
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
Doesn't
cares.
matter.
They all want to
Yeah.
know about the masturbatory.
The Handy.
tools.
It's
Yeah.
the
there's got to
Handy.
be some
But it
issues
feels
about it.
like
Like,
somebody else is doing it.
what if you're just sitting there in your room and you're not even playing with this thing and just starts going
Yeah.
3 in the morning, like a Furby just going off.
I guess you got to be careful who you give the app to and control of. Hey,
Right?
what if you gave
no
it to
one
some
wants to play
psychopath
with
who
you.
just turned it on high speed?
Or somebody somebody
one wants to
doxes
play
the
with you.
code, and somebody that doesn't like you gets it.
Everyone's got it.
No one wants to play with you. You're
Everybody's
just
got
sitting
your
there.
code.
You're just sitting there with your shit in there, and you're just like, anybody at all?
Oh, that's wrong.
No?
Man, we
Okay.
can think of a lot of evil shit to do with this stuff. I can think
Look, I think the only people who are really excited about AI at this point are those guys that we've all seen on those documentaries with the real dolls. Because finally, they're actually going to be able to have a conversation with her, and I think that's awesome.
Next
How
step
many
is
of those
sending
guys
them
want to have a conversation with the real doll? Is what I
Yeah.
want to know.
They're
I
They're
want to
going
know
to
that
remember what it's
percentage.
like to have a human in their bed, right? And go, shut up, you bitch! I just want to fuck you.
It
At
reminds
least
me
they
of-
don't have that shocked look on their face.
there was the whole during the pandemic, the Trey Parker and Matt Stone did a whole like pandemic series on South Park. It was like a little mini movie, and it was in Alexa was one of the guys is like it was almost his girlfriend. You know, it was this hologram instead of
It's
just
happening.
a disembodied voice. And it acted like his wife, but then you figured out it was just Alexa. Like about mid the first episode, you figured out it was just Alexa.
What's
So-
really weird, right, is hearing like media and stuff talking about like the potential of people having relationships with AI, and there's been some psychosis events and people are losing their minds over this, but at the same time, like they can't seem to piece together the reason that it's actually happening, which is them.
Right.
The media and the social media and the dissent and the pitting everybody against each other has created this loneliness epidemic, which like I live alone. I'm not lonely in any way, shape or form. My friends I chat to 24/7. I hang out on YouTube all the time with all my friends here. If somebody comes into my house, I'm like, all right, you've been here half an hour. Get the fuck out. I really like being alone.
Feel you.
Right? But there's all
I
of
feel
this
like we
has
could hang
caused
out.
I'm so
the
there.
need to create like this AI relationship. So when it's so odd seeing them going, oh, and they're looking down on it. It's like, but you guys you're manifesting this. You're sowing this dissent, and you want people to be alone. And then you've got more news to go, oh, we're suffering a loneliness epidemic. And it's like, but that's it. You want this, right? You're generating this. You want people to not have community anymore. So when this happens, it's all like, oh, how did this happen? Oh my Lord! What about the children? Like,
Which, if you really cared about the
Confusing.
children, you wouldn't have done this separation and done all this negativity reward, almost. You know, if you really cared about them, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, like,
it's dumb. You don't care
think-
about that at all.
Facebook's own report about Instagram was like it's making teenage girls have loads more eating disorders, making eating disorders worse, body issues, which are already suffering because of the media, as Jade says, and then it's been exacerbated by social media, and now with AI, I can only imagine it getting even worse. So, but Facebook didn't care. Facebook's own report said that, and they're just like, oh, at the end of the day,
course.
we're making money. Who cares? So.
And I mean, if you've used ChatGPT, and most of us have tried it, you know, I don't even use the voice function. I will never use that because the text is already so, like, I've actually gone into the settings and turned it and written in there, do not tell me that any idea I have is good, please.
Oh,
I'm not here for appraisal. I don't need it. So don't do it. It's very frustrating. And when you do use it, I mean, I've tested it and gone, hey, I've got this idea where I want to take cat shit and smother it in chocolate and put it in a really delightful wrapper and market it to children who may have been like fascinated by eating real cat shit, and this is a deterrent to stop them from doing it because it's got chocolate on it. Is that a good idea? And every time it's like, what a great idea, Jade. Have you thought about
Yeah, exactly.
what?
That was another recent South Park, actually. Where
That wasn't a great
Told
idea.
him
It's still cat
every
shit.
damn stupid fucking idea Randy had was genius.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really great
True.
idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we
could
work
also
on
be
that and put a spin
sarcastic.
on it?
It
No,
could also
no,
be
it's not.
sarcastic, and we just don't know it because we can't read the tone.
But that's
Yeah. But
the
it's-
thing, though, Herbs. It's not sarcastic because here's the thing: we've been marketed it as it being intelligent, and it's not. We need to have conversations about this before anything else on how. Take away all the with AI. Take away all the really bad shit it's doing to our energy grid and the usage of water. Forget that for a second. You have to have the discussion on really crushing the notion that it is intelligent when it is just a fucking glorified word processor. It's
Search
just
engine,
Microsoft Word just
sampler.
passing all these words and the way we put string words together and communicate with each other
It's
and
just
trying to
learn
replicate
from
that. That's
us.
all it is. It's
Yeah.
nothing
I
to
heard
do.
somebody describe it as a glorified predictive text machine. So
That's
yeah.
it.
Or a search engine, or maybe a sampler if you're talking about cinema.
Yeah.
You know, it just parses things from the internet, which is where its intelligence comes from. But it's
But now the
that's-
interesting thing
God.
was this Anthony Vincent dude I sub to. I was talking about earlier where he does like the change up thing tune. So he'll do a Rolling Stones tune in the style of Metallica, like I said before. So he has this video, is AI the death of music? And he looks at this channel that does this with AI. What he does, may I say, an analog, I guess you would say. He does it, he just does it himself because he's got a great voice. But now this person does this with AI where they take one tune and make it sound like another style. And he was trying to figure out, okay, if AI is all of this has to uphold copyrights, how is it pulling this in? Or how is the creator working the AI to pull these in to do this? That was weird to me because it's not
Well,
supposed to.
Right.
Not
Oh,
supposed
so
to
you're
use
saying it's
copyrighted
scraping
stuff.
copyrighted material that it shouldn't be?
Yeah, because I mean, we've got Rolling Stones and Metallica.
I think
That's
that's
all copyrighted, or Eagles.
That's
Let's
been a
take
thing
the Eagles.
since the start.
That's
I
what they
think
did.
was like,
Yeah.
how do artists get compensated? They already don't get compensated via Spotify and YouTube, and this is going to be even worse. So again, it's like existing things that the internet, social media has already caused, which I don't think society's caught up with. The internet's only existed in the UK really since 1997. We haven't caught up with the internet. We haven't caught up with social media. Now we've got AI on top of it, and it's just
Right.
making the cycles of like the good stuff, but also the bad stuff just more and more, like exaggerating them more and more.
We even caught up with so much, like even zoning laws for building. There's so many laws are still so archaic. They're still from the early 1900s because the people in power are too busy enjoying the dissent. And, they all have they're a corporation virtually. They all have people telling them how to continue to sow dissent, how to continue to make money, how to continue to avoid responsibility. They have teams of these people to market research all this stuff. Every business, every corporation has all this shit, and they want to continue pretty pennies in their pockets, right? That's what it's all about. That's just the bottom line. And with AI, we're not ready for it. Like, here's the thing with AI, it scraped all the data. There's no way that's nobody's getting compensated for it, right? It's the same with Google did this 20 years ago. They went to all the libraries in the world and photocopied all the books.
Yeah, I was going to bring that
Yes,
up.
they did,
Like,
yes.
and that's part of what I mean.
Yeah.
This has kind of already happened, but it's happening
Yeah,
more
you can't
so.
change it now.
And the LLMs have got all of that stuff that Google originally scraped back when, because I remember reading on the news back then that they were like digitizing all the books in these old libraries and stuff, and the old libraries were going to court to stop them, and the legal system said, well, you might have a point, but we're going to let Google continue while we decide. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did, and it's not just the only example. I think, how does a court legal system say, well, we're not sure if somebody's doing this really bad thing, so while we decide they can carry on doing it? I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Because
because
the problem is it affects heaps of other people who are already doing really bad things.
Well,
Everything's a chain, isn't it? Right? If you
Yeah.
stop one thing from happening that's doing really bad things, then all these, like Trump says it all the time. He goes, we can't release those Epstein files because certain people are going to get, like, it's going to ruin some lives. It's like he's never specific on whose lives. It's going to ruin a whole chain of people that are friends of his and friends and friends and friends and friends of other people who have business investments going on. And that's the same thing with court and legislation and all this stuff. It's going to ruin a lot of people who are fucking rotting the system, right? The system exists right now for a certain select group of people to continue rotting. And if you're not in the club,
yeah,
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And
Exactly.
AI is the thing again with AI, 100%. Why America or Donald Trump and his regime at the moment are investing so much money into it. Now, don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying this is new. Unlike people think that trans people just came up 20 years ago, right? Propaganda has been a thing forever, right? It's forever and a day. And the reason they're investing so much money into AI is because it is the easiest form of propaganda. You can just generate something,
and you can get them young too,
Absolutely.
because
Yeah,
brain
and
rot. Brain
no
rot
one's
is
gonna
so.
know.
And you can tell them anything through it, and people will believe it because they're sheep. They
Yeah.
will
Well,
just be
also
like, "Oh
too-
yeah, that's true," and spread it around like
But
it's
like
Yeah.
brain, but like
Also,
you-
people are going to get tired of having to fact check all the time.
Yeah.
Because already, right, everything's already tight already. We're struggling to get our bills paid,
Yeah.
all the stuff. Food's expensive, all this stuff that you're constantly on your toes to keep managing. And then on top of that, I'm expected to be Walter Cronkite as well and go and make
Yeah,
sure that
right.
this person's music isn't AI. I've got to go
Yeah.
through their YouTube channel, see how many songs they're
True.
releasing, how many fake views they've got. I don't
True.
have fucking time to do that. I've got fucking everything else on my shoulders. And that's that's the whole end goal system that's running at the moment.
And the
Just
thing is,
throw
like,
everything at the end goal, put so much pressure on us all that we just are overwhelmed and depressed and anxious and
Yeah.
nobody has the time
And
to
we used to have
be a
problems
detective.
with people not being able to tell that something was photoshopped, even if it was blatantly
True.
photoshopped. Like, okay, look photorealistic, but the thing you're looking at didn't happen or couldn't happen. But there's none of that. And then if you think back to before we had home computing and it was videos and all the rest of it, if you edit something, you don't even have to alter it in any way. Just edit it and somebody's fooled. I saw somebody who's a big political streamer in the US comment on a news event, and they showed a 5-second clip, which is all they'd seen of a police interaction. And I thought, as somebody who's like 20 years older or 30 years older than them, but you've not seen the whole thing. And I agree with your politics, and then it turns out you see it from the other phone, and you see the wider context, and it was the exact opposite of what this streamer jumped to. And he's supposed to be media savvy, laughs at boomers for being fooled. And this wasn't AI. This was just because he's got an
clever
ideology,
editing.
which is the same as mine.
Yep.
But he was told that this is what it was. It was X, and it was actually Y. So
Well, now they're rage baiting with like the police interactions and stuff on AI stuff with like like you have to look at the police vehicles and see if there's an actual department or
Right.
you know
Or
if,
it looks
if
like
it's not
on the
Yeah, if
side
it's
yeah,
of the
because
car.
the thing is
Fucked
that
up
AI
looking.
has managed to get hands and arms kind of right, but it still struggles with letters. And
Yeah.
I really struggled to see why AI is struggling with letters. But geez, yeah,
You have to enter, if you want letters correctly in AI, you have to tell it like something like
And you have to put in
exactly
quotes.
this.
Yeah.
right,
Well,
yeah,
and now they're
Or
also
quotes,
muddying.
yeah,
They're really
or-
muddying the waters with the AI stuff too, because like, you know, like a lot of the ICE interactions that you're seeing,
yeah,
Some of them are just AI, and
Yeah.
it's like I saw one where it was like a woman was in a restaurant and she's yelling at some ICE agents, but her hands keep going in the soup,
Right.
and it was like, I'm like,
it's-
we don't
it
need
sucks
this. Like,
because
this is
it's like you want that kind of stuff in a way. If your politics go that way, to be true because it goes towards your
Yeah.
point, but then it's lying. So
Yeah.
then it
Yeah.
takes away from your point.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
it
thing
really
because
makes
you'll
you
I can
mad.
imagine you'll have people on that side of politics who are doing it because they think, well, it's not true, but it could have happened. There were people on the other side doing it to discredit that side of politics, and there'll be accelerationists doing it who don't have any particular politics and just think civil war's coming. We need to get it
it's
over with.
rage baiting.
So
And then there's
yeah.
anarchists that just want to go out there and mess with everybody. Trust
Yeah.
me,
And I
that
feel like
happens. And I
some
think
of
that's
it-
half of probably
I
the
feel
people
like
that are
some of
putting the
it-
AI out.
So
Some of
again,
it
Yeah,
it's
and then there's
just
people
dissent
just out to
farming.
make
People.
loads of money. And,
Yeah.
I think some of it's dissent farming. I think it's like trying to get
Yeah.
you to like go, oh, I'd kick your fucking ass, and then, oh, that was you that said that. Now you're in
Mm.
trouble. To
Mhm.
get you doxxed and all. It's just like what Jade was saying with the whole,
Mm-hmm.
insult boards and all that, where people try to just trap you with, with rage.
everyone wants to
Yeah.
one up you.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing now. You're not somebody unless you one up somebody.
Well, that's
It's
it.
like,
That was
what-
like that
what-
guy Petter. He was from what they call a rage baiting community. There's
Yeah.
a whole community out there that tries to go out to other communities and just piss you off.
Mm.
Well,
You
look, do you
know.
remember? Do you remember Herb's? What are they called? PrankNet. Does somebody remember PrankNet? Anyway, PrankNet were around during the 2000s, mid 2000s, I would say, and they did all these pranks, and they were funny at first, where they'd call people up and go, "Hey, you've won $500 from a radio show, and all you got to do is take a kitchen plate and smash it on the floor." And this
Oh, okay.
dumb
Yeah.
people would do it,
Stupid
right?
shit.
But then
those were good
because
pranks.
it's not enough, we got to up it each time. And the
Right.
final straw was when they rang a KFC, and you can find this. Look up PrankNet KFC. The whole recording's there, and they started ringing up restaurants and stuff and going, "Hey, listen, we've got a problem with the fire system, and we need you to pull the fire system lever."
Oh no.
And it ends up spraying
Ansel
all the
system.
stuff with this
Yeah.
poisonous stuff. And then they
Yeah.
convince two girls to go outside covered in this stuff and urinate on each other while they're waiting for an ambulance.
Oh,
But the one that got them, and the FBI got involved, right? And fucking rounded them all up and found the guys doing it. The final one was they rang a restaurant. They had two lines going. They're downstairs to the reception and a man inside the hotel room. And they convinced the man in the hotel room that the food he'd eaten tonight, they needed a urine test because there's something wrong in the food. Meanwhile, downstairs, they had the concierge at the reception believing there was somebody coming in from an apple juice company with a sample for him to try. So the guy comes down from the
Oh,
room with the
God.
urine sample thinking that, and then the woman drank the urine, right? But this is it. This is this proves
I mean,
AI ain't the problem, man. It's
Yeah, it's
people.
we were
People are
far
fucked
removed.
in the head, and
Thank
Yeah.
you.
we're so
Yeah.
far
what it-
removed.
The
Jesus.
From the
moral of the
days of-
story, folks, is people are fucking fucked
People,
in the
man.
head.
and
Remember-
when you give people tools to do this kind to fuck with people and manipulate in a bad way, and then you're feeding them algorithms of those cruelty and horrible and all this kind of stuff. Oh, man, that
Remember-
stuff's going to come through. And then we're all
remember
going to
when-
blame AI, and AI is going to be the butt of the problem. It's all AI's fault, but nobody will ever take accountability for our species being a bunch of cunts.
Right.
Remember when
Yeah.
Jackass was like the pinnacle of pranks, where it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
just Johnny Knoxville riding down a hill on a
So that wasn't
going,
enough.
Oh no, my brakes!
Yeah.
ah."
That's not enough,
Like,
Herbs. You got to go
Yeah,
further,
yeah,
right?
yeah. All right, folks. It is now 10:18. I am sending you all over to Live High or Die. Have fun with the comedy as a palate
Yay.
cleanser for this.
Yay.
It was fun. I had fun.
Thanks for the
and
space,
thanks
Justin.
for everybody. Yeah, thanks for coming up, Jade. I'm so glad you came up because I know you are a voice about AI. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for
It's
coming
nice
up.
as well that we had people in chat and on panel with different opinions, and it didn't devolve
Yes.
into just a shout and screaming match or
And that's
insults either.
because
which
that's
is good.
tantamount to who we are as a community. I think that says a ton about all of us. Thank you, Limey. Thank you, E. Thank you, everybody in chat. Rhett, Zach, everybody that
You all
came.
suck.
I really love you and appreciate you.
And remember,
James.
I've always got my trans laser gun here to convert.
Ooh, don't threaten me with a good time.
All right,
We're all gonna
we're
be
gonna go
fans.
take over the
Oh,
world
no.
now. She's got the Illudium
Yeah.
Q236 space
Pull out my
modulator.
lightsaber
and
real
we're out.
quick.
Oh my god.
Uh,
That's
See
too
you
much.
guys.